Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be discussing interfaces as types. So, we're going to be diving deeper into that idea of polymorphism. In real life, when we hire people at a job, we hire them by role, not by a specific name. We say we need a teacher or we need a software designer. Then, different people can fill that role over time. Interfaces is what kind of gives us that same power, but in code. So, let's start with the idea of variables. When you use an interface as a type of a variable, the variable can refer to any object that implements that interface. We saw a little bit of this in the previous video. Here is our familiar greeter interface that we used last video and our two different implementations of it. We have our console greeter down here and excited greeter at the bottom. Here's what happens when I use the interface as a type. Just as we saw in the previous video, we had our greeter equal a new console greeter. This is us saying we need to fill a greeter role. And this is saying we are going to use an object type of console greeter to fill that greeter role. We were able to then say greet.greet Anjali, and a reminder, I'll go ahead and get this running for us so we can just see exactly what happened. All right. Let's go to desktop and compile it and run. And there we go. It's printing as we'd expect. Now we can go ahead and reassign this variable as if Anjali was fired, basically. And we decided, no, we need somebody who's much more excitable to be our new greeter. So we go ahead and hire Shaheen. Then we go and test out Shaheen. Oops, I put that in the wrong place. We test out Shaheen over here. There we go. Recompile, run, and we can see that we've got both of our individuals printing out as we expect. First, greet here is a console greeter. Then, without changing the type of the variable, we're able to reassign the variable to an excited greeter object instead. Then the method can call .greet on Shaheen, and this is the same on the outside, but the behavior is changing based on what's on the inside. So the key idea is that a variable type is the interface. The actual object can be any class that implements it. Now let's apply this exact same idea to method parameters. Let's go ahead and write a method over here, public static void welcome team. And let's take in our greeter G. Internally, this method will just go ahead and greet the entire team. Okay, now in main, we can do the following. Let's get rid of our old code and let's put in a welcome team call. Only over here, we're going to have a new console greeter. And over here, we can go ahead and make a new excited greeter. Whoops, not exception, excited greeter. There we go. Let's go ahead and run this code. I'm actually just going to clear this up for a sec. There we go. So the method is now saying, I don't care which concrete class you give me. If it's a greeter, I'm going to call greet on it. Ta-da! First, hello team, thanks to the console greeter. And then welcome team, I'm so excited you're here, from our excited greeter. The welcome team method did not change at all. Only the object that I passed in changed. This gives us a ton of power. This is actually the whole point of depending on interfaces. The code that uses the object doesn't actually care about the concrete type. Now, let's do the exact same thing from the other side. Let's look at it with return types, because I can also return an interface type from a method. For example, public static greeter, there we go, make greeter. And let's pass in a Boolean is excited. Okay, so what are we going to do in here? I hope we can already start to see. We're going to say if, and I'm just going to do this kind of with multiple returns to be quicker about it. But remember, practice what I say, not what I do. You should have a variable, not multiple returns. Let's return a new, oh, that's all capital. Let's return a new console, I guess if they're excited, a new excited greeter. And then if not, we can return a new console greeter. There we go. Up here, I'm just going to remove this for one more second. I'm going to put greeter G is equal to new, actually is equal to make greeter. And let's start off with true for our excited greeter. And we can just, actually let's call welcome team G. And then we can do the exact same thing. Just grab that. Whoops, but with false. So up here, we're going to create a greeter and pass in true. As we know, this should come into here and return a new excited greeter. Then when we call welcome team, it should go ahead and call g.greet on the type of greeter that we made, which was an excited greeter. And then for the second one, the exact same thing should happen, but now since it's false, we should get a console greeter instead. Let's go ahead and clear this, recompile. Oh, whoops, this is just a reassignment, not a redeclaration. And we will run it. There we go. We can see we got both our excited greeter and our greeter printing out. Notice here that the return type is greeter. It's not console greeter. It's not excited greeter. It's the interface as a type. The caller will just write true or false as expected, and then it can use the .greet method as intended. The caller doesn't need to know which specific class came back. They just know that it implements the interface, and having that contract is enough. Now, we've been using this idea a fair bit now, but let's go ahead and give it a name. This is the concept of polymorphism. This behavior, the one where one interface type can be backed by a lot of different classes, that's known as polymorphism. Poly meaning many, and morph meaning many forms. So with interfaces, polymorphism means one variable type, being the interface, and multiple possible concrete classes behind it. The same method calls, but different behaviors depending on which implementation is plugged in. And we did all of this with our interfaces and our classes. Let's finish off here with a method that will greet a bunch of people using any different greeter classes. So to save time, I've pre-written this code. I will go through it right now. Here we can see I have a method that greets a bunch of people using any greeter. A greeter is passed in, and then we're going to go through a bunch of names and just greet each person that comes through with our greeter. Up here in main, I've created a list with names in it, Ava, Ben, and Kara. And I have two calls for greet all, one with our console greeter and one with our excited greeter. Let's go ahead and run this code. I'm just going to clear this out, compile, and run. There we go. We can see we originally ran through with our greeter, string of names, and said hello to everybody. And then on the other side, we did that with our excited greeter. Today, we used interfaces as variable, parameter, and return types. We named this pattern polymorphism, and we're going to see a lot more of it. Next, we're going to zoom out and look at abstract data types versus data structures. We'll see how interfaces help us separate what a structure should do from how it's being implemented. Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you in my next video.